Oh shoot. Fire, here. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are bringing back our 2013 Nissan GTR. And as you know, we bought this thing wrecked and we had to rebuild the front end, threw a new fascia on it, and also threw a few of our own final touches like a carbon hood, carbon lip, and we also did throw a full exhaust on it as well. It's already tuned and all that good stuff. Sounds absolutely amazing. Nothing wrong with the car except for this. Come here. Check this out. So we did get into a little wreck. Well, not necessarily. Somebody actually backed into us because it was a late night and we were parked in a parking lot and somebody either swiped us or backed into us. But no big deal because we do have full coverage on this thing, but it is $1,000 deductible to fix this, which we could probably fix it for a lot cheaper than that here at the house. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And also we do feel like this was a good thing at the same time because it triggered us to buy a whole bunch of other aftermarket parts for this GTR that's gonna transform the look of it. So let's go ahead, give this thing a wash, fix this damage, and then we'll show you what we got. Alrighty guys, so we got the GTR in the garage, nice and clean. So what do you think? We're gonna have to drill that quarter panel out right there and then slice it right there, weld it in,
yeah,
all that good stuff?
Yeah, then we're gonna have to get a new door, then a pillar for the tops.
Right, might as well do new roof.
New roof, just go carbon fiber. But anyways, we're actually gonna go ahead and throw some quick jacks on this thing, lift it up, take the rear wheels off, probably take the inner fenders off and try to remove this rear bumper. We never removed this rear bumper before. It's a big rear bumper.
Yeah.
If you look at it, any normal car, the rear bumpers are tiny. This thing's actually massive. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're actually not gonna pull the rear bumper off just yet because I wanna leave it on there because whenever I pin pull it, I just don't wanna over pull or under pull. I want everything to pull out nice and even. So let's go ahead, take this rear bumper off, grind it down, and then pin pull it. Alright, so we went ahead and grinded this down. Looks really good. Got it down to the metal. Now we're going to go ahead and pull the pin puller gun out here. I never used a pin puller gun before, but we do have one somewhere in the garage. So before we actually start pin pulling stuff, we are kind of hungry, and we've been hearing the hype about that Popeyes chicken sandwich. We just never been able to actually get our hands on one because it's been so busy. And there's actually somebody suing Popeyes in our local town because they ran out of chicken sandwiches. Whatever, we got to go and check what all the hype is about. Let's go see if we can put our hands on a delicious pot pie. I'm not gonna say delicious yet because we're big Chick-fil-A fans, so let's go ahead and see if we can get our hands on some pot pies.
All right, so we are on our way to Popeyes. Hopefully they got it, man, because if they don't,
I'm gonna be disappointed.
I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm gonna pop their eyes. So we got Max in here with us. He's not gonna get any Popeyes, but he's gonna get to smell it, I guess.
Yeah, he's gonna love smelling it.
But
oh, you got it.
His paws are so sharp, he might just scratch up this whole interior. But it's all right. Let's catch you guys at the Popeyes. Oh snap! This is a sketchy one. Oh, you're good. I think 6 foot 6 inches like on the edge there, but woo! Better have my Popeyes. Whoa! All these people are here for Popeyes. Look at that. Nah, totally kidding, but it looks like those guys tried to get some chicken sandwiches probably.
They came out empty-handed, just cups.
Empty-handed, dude. They better have it, I'm telling you. All right, so we just put up to the window, and what does it say there?
It says "Be back soon." A big sticker on top of the chicken sandwich order menu, which sucks because, man, we're waiting for that. And there's a long line. I think these people are all wanting the same thing, but when they pull around, it's not there. But very good advertising for these guys.
Hey,
you know?
genius marketing from these guys. I gotta give it to them. But where are we going?
We're gonna go to a good old-fashioned Chick-fil-A where they never disappoint.
All right, so we actually went to Mr. T's Pizza. They got some pretty good pizza, so let's head back to the house. We'll catch you next time, Chick-fil-A. All right, so we are back. We got our banana split that got all demolished and stuff, and we got some good old pizza. We're gonna eat, and we're gonna get right back to work.
All right, so this is actually my first time ever using a stud gun, a stud welder, whatever you want to call it. But we did manage to pop a hole, 2 holes in the quarter panel, but not a big deal. It happens with these stud welders. But anyways, it popped it out pretty good. I am gonna have to do it a few more times right along the bottom here. But other than the holes, everything's coming out pretty smoothly. I mean, I'm glad this is still not aluminum like these supercars that we've been working on, which sucks because you can't really repair them as easily as steel. So we're gonna go ahead, drop a few more studs on here, and hopefully get this thing nice and straight. All right, so the stud puller worked great. We got most of it out already, and the reason why we took a bunch of stuff out of the rear trunk is because we started getting a lot of smoke in there from welding with the stud gun. We didn't want no kind of fire to happen, and we did manage to actually get in there. There's a very slight hole in there that we can actually get to the back of this damage, and we did manage to pull out, actually push out a few things like right here, but can't really get to it too far in there. But we got the majority of it out. Now we're gonna actually remove this rear bumper and start the bodywork process.
All right, so the rear bumper is finally off. It's pretty cool how the taillights come out with the entire bumper. All we had to do is remove the diffuser. That was like the only time-consuming part. Other than that, a few bolts and clips, and it popped out. Now we're over here on the damaged area. What are we gonna do?
We're gonna try to weld these holes up. The metal is really thin. We could fiberglass them, but we're gonna try it with the welder first, see if we can weld them up, then grind them down. Then after that, we're gonna do our first layer of Bondo.
Yeah, because this metal is pretty thin, right? So
Yeah.
we don't want to burn through. We don't want it to get too hot. We're gonna use our little welder here.
Yep, lowest setting, see if we can weld these suckers right up.
Oh shoot! Fire! Here, use some water. Is it out? Whew, that was a close one, dude. Dude, I'm glad we got fire extinguishers. Got some water. I was about to just use the water, but my next option was a fire extinguisher. But
yeah, I mean, it was just that there's foam. There's just like a layer of foam right here on the inside.
yeah,
Just
burns
catches
real
on.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened before with the stud gun. It was just starting to smoke in there, but this time it actually caught fire. So we actually caught our GTR on fire.
Yeah, it caught on fire. If I didn't see this through this little hole, there's a literally tiny hole that I forgot to weld up, and I took my helmet off, and I just see red in there. I'm like, yeah, we got a fire.
Dude, close call. But you know what? No big deal. long as we got our fire extinguishers, we got one there, and we also got one on that corner there. So we are good. These are welding up pretty nicely, ain't they?
Yeah, I have to weld up very slowly, not to overheat it because it's so thin, just will weld through, make even a bigger hole. So I got one tiny one there and one more here, and we should be good. So we just threw our first coat of glazing putty over our body filler. This stuff is drying pretty quickly, even when I'm applying it, and I'm using as minimal as possible on the hardener because it's just so hot today. But I think after we sand this coat down, we'll do one more of glazing putty and it should be ready for some primer. So after hours and hours of sanding, we finally managed to get it just like OEM. It took a lot of time to sand this stuff down because I was trying to match this one line up as best as possible, and I think I got it perfect. So it looks good, it feels great. I went ahead and sanded with a 320 around it. Now we're gonna go ahead and throw the tarp on the car, tape it up, and throw some primer. So it is primed in. We went ahead and threw some guide coat on it. Now we're gonna let it dry overnight and we're gonna sand it in the morning.
Alrighty guys, so it is the next day. Max is out here, I think he's teething or whatever. One of his ears is about to go up. He's out here biting stuff. But let's show you guys the GTR. We're about to unwrap it and actually go ahead and wet sand it, right?
Yep, we're gonna wet sand it. It's nice and dry.
Looks good, man.
Yeah, it came out really great. I was thinking about the rear bumper. We totally forgot about it. Well, we really didn't have time to even look at it because we were so busy on that. But on this rear bumper over here, we do have to just sand it just a slight bit. It's
yeah,
nothing,
so no body work or nothing.
No big damage. We're just gonna sand it down. But other than that, let's go ahead and unwrap this thing and start wet sanding.
Alright, so here we have the finished product. Well, the finished bodywork product, that is. Looks absolutely amazing. A little bit sanded through right there, but it's not a big deal, right?
Yeah, not a big deal, but the big moment of truth is actually getting the rear bumper back on the car and seeing how well these body lines flow with the rear bumper. because you never know. Every time when people do body work, you want to make sure everything lines up properly with the bumper, especially whenever the bumper is aligning, because you could have put too much body filler on here, or this line right here could not match up. So we want to make sure everything's 100% before we start painting this car. So let's go ahead and grab it and slap it back on the car.
All right, guys, so that matched up perfectly. Look at that. What do you think of the body lines?
Perfect, dude. That body line right there went super perfect right onto the one on the bumper, so it looks absolutely amazing. I'm proud of that. But the next step is to actually sand the entire rear quarter panel and the entire rear bumper. And if you're wondering why we're gonna sand the perfect rear bumper, is because we want a perfect paint match and a perfect blend. We're not gonna be painting the entire rear bumper or the entire quarter panel. We're actually just gonna be painting this section right here. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna be blending onto this side right here. So whenever this thing gets all clear coated, it's gonna be a perfect match and it's gonna look absolutely amazing. It's gonna look just like OEM. And we're actually gonna be clear coating the quarter panel from here. We're gonna tape it up and alongside of the door, probably remove this side skirt. And there is some kind of adhesive right here. Gonna remove that and sand it all down. We should get a perfect pristine paint job after this. Max over here running around, living life.
Man, he is living. Look at his ears coming up. One of his ears, he looks funny right now because one of his ears is up. Make sure.
One is up, one is down.
But good thing that there is a good bit of body lines right here that split, because, you know, we're just gonna
some
tape it off right
cars,
there.
Some cars, this quarter panel will actually go all the way down, you know. But this on Nissans, usually most coupe Nissans, there's a little plastic thing right here. This is actually plastic. You can pop it off. So we may pop that thing off and then tape this plastic molding right here, and this should be an easy at-home paint job. We're gonna try to paint this at the house, you know, because we painted a truck. It wasn't so bad, so we learned a lot painting at home. We may do a little bit of things differently, but I think we got it. So
yeah, for sure. And another good thing is, like, you see this line right here?
Yeah.
We're not gonna paint above it, right? You just kind of blend in this section and maybe even like blend up to these lines right here.
Yeah, that's the perfect thing about all these lines, is whenever I'm painting, the paint is not gonna go around and land on the back part of the bumper. It's just gonna be painted all right here. And like you said, this line right here, while I'm painting, the paint is just gonna spray up. So it's actually gonna be really nice to paint this quarter panel. It's actually gonna be a lot easier than some cars like Ferrari. There's not much lines that you can paint over and stuff like that.
Straight lines. Like, this is just perfect,
There's
man.
a bunch of lines on the GTR. So we're super excited to get this thing painted, because as soon as this thing is painted, buffed, making it look exactly like OEM, we got some awesome things for this thing that are gonna completely transform the look, like we said before. So I can't wait to get this sucker painted. Ow, ow. Don't bite me. Don't bite me. You teething right now? You snapping and stuff?
Look at this guy. He's out here stealing dang caps. He stole all these water bottles here, and he's coming under here and he's chewing on stuff. Give me that. You don't need this. You got a toy. Do you need this? All right, so our good buddy Bob just actually pulled out. He just stopped by for a second. What did he tell us?
He's a painter. He's a really good painter, and he was just giving us some tips on what we can do to make this a lot easier on us. So he actually said that we can clear coat up to this edge right here if we use like some nice foam tape. And he gave us a little bit of tips on how to spray the clear coat like in layers before we actually get right up to this edge, so we can possibly just clear coat right along here.
That way we don't have to do the entire rear bumper, take everything apart, because that'll take a long time.
Because look how smooth that is.
Yeah,
it
that
looks
is
really
smooth.
nice. It's nice and smooth. It'll be hard to buff around these areas and be hard to clear coat. So
yeah, so we could do a hard line here, but we'd still have to do the whole entire quarter panel.
The whole quarter panel is going to be completely clear coat. So good advice there. It's going to ease up on our job, and it's going to, we don't have to sand the entire rear bumper, just sand this section right here. So we do appreciate all the help we can get. So
that's coming soon. I don't know when we're going to do that yet. Dang, man, that sucker's going crazy.
He's going crazy right now with everything.
But I guess his name is Max. We've been calling him Max. But yeah, this will get painted probably in the next video.
Yep.
All right, so before we actually wrap up this video, I did say we were going to show you guys some of the parts that we got for this GTR. And right here is one of the main components that we need to upgrade, and that is actually our brakes and rotors. So we got the brakes here. We got the brand new drilled and slotted rotors. These are from Concept Z Performance. I'm not going to open it up because we will be installing that in the next video. But check them out. I'm definitely going to leave their link down below. They have OEM and aftermarket parts for Nissan and Infiniti. And also check out their vlog. Them guys are crazy. They built the first Infiniti Q60 manual. So that's pretty insane. That's never been done before. So check them out. I'm gonna leave their stuff down below. But that's gonna be probably in the next video when we start installing that and also a bunch of other aftermarket parts. So make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss out on anything. Also guys, be sure to follow us on Instagram where you can get inside scoop there before YouTube. And if you want to support your boys, be sure to visit goonzquad.com and copy some merch. So with that being said, be sure to drop your comments down below. Thanks for all the love and support, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.